Pia, you're watching KiniNews. Bersatu lodged a police report today to clear opposition's leader Hamzah Zainudin's name. This was on the graft claims that had been linked to the former Home Minister.
Several Bersatu Youth leaders lodged a police report today over what they said were false corruption allegations that were linked to opposition leader Hamzah Zainudin. Hamzah's personal secretary, Ahmad Ikhwan Fadhli, made the report at the Dang Wangi police headquarters, accompanied by Bersatu Youth Chief Wan Fayhsal Ahmad Kamal today. Ikhwan told reporters that the police report was lodged to call for an investigation into any conspiracy or intervention of any government agency to implicate Hamzah's name. Meanwhile, Wan Fayhsal claimed that the accusations against Hamzah were among several political assassination attempts on Bersatu leaders.
Semua pertuduhan ini, semua pendakwaan ini adalah satu political assassination, political persecution yang dibuat ke atas pimpinan Bersatu kerana kepimpinan Anwar Ibrahim pada hari ini takut tumbang dan takut kalah teruk di 6 pilihan raya negeri yang akan datang.
Yesterday, Hamzah had called the implication of his name in 4 graft charges against the Datuk Seri a political ploy aimed at tarnishing his reputation. In a statement, the MACC had denied the allegations, saying that its investigations were based on solid information and evidence, and it does not take sides when prosecuting a suspect.
Hamzah had said the implications of his name in the case was aimed at tarnishing his reputations and that of his party. However, the MACC has denied the allegations.
The MACC has denied an accusation by a former minister that the agency deliberately made up an investigation and prosecution to tarnish his name. In a statement yesterday, the MACC said they carried out their investigations based on solid information and evidence and did not take sides when prosecuting a suspect. They said this in response to an allegation by former Home Minister Hamzah Zainudin that implicating his name in 4 graft charges against the Datuk Seri yesterday was a political ploy aimed at tarnishing his reputation. The MACC said the investigation papers compiled with findings under the MACC Act 2009 are referred to the Attorney General's chambers for scrutiny and consideration. The agency added that every action by the MACC, be an investigation or prosecution, is carried out according to provisions of law independently and professionally, and is not meant to pressure any individual for political factors. On Wednesday, Hamzah had implied that linking his name to the 4 graft charges against businessperson Sim Chu Tiam at the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court was aimed at tarnishing his name, as well as that of Perikatan Nasional and Bersatu, of which he is the Secretary General. Sim was slapped with 1 count of soliciting and 3 counts of receiving bribes involving 15 million ringgit, which purportedly took place 2 years ago. The 63-year-old businessperson pleaded not guilty to committing the offences between June and July 30th, 2021. As inducement for Hamzah, who was the Home Minister then, to help Asia Coding Centre to obtain any project from agencies under the ministry. Hamzah had been questioned by the MACC hours after Sim was charged with the offence.
Mahadev has called on Anwar to show evidence on his claims that the former had money stashed abroad. He said Anwar could keep half of it if the claims are proven to be true.
Former Prime Minister Dr. Mahadev Mohamad has challenged Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim to prove that the former had 1 billion ringgit in cash. He said he didn't have any money and the only person who said he had it was Anwar. This was in reference to Anwar's speech on March 16th that a person who was in power for 22 years and 22 months had amassed billions and stashed it abroad. Mahadev assumed this was in reference to him and is suing Anwar for 150 million ringgit in defamation costs. According to a copy of the Statement of Claim, Mahadev alleged that Anwar made untrue and baseless statements with the intent to create a negative perception against him. Mahadev claimed that the allegation had not only ruined his image and reputation, but also brought shame upon himself as well as his family members. He said the defamation suit should serve as a lesson to any leader to never issue statements with malice to smear any individual. Meanwhile, Mahadev also challenged Anwar to declare his assets and disclose his wealth to the public. He said Anwar should set an example and declare his assets as well.
Still on Mahadev, the former Prime Minister has quit the GTA coalition. He said this is as they failed to show results during the last general election.
Former Prime Minister Dr. Mahadev Mohamad has announced that he has quit the Gerakan Tanah Air coalition, which he helped form last year. Astro Awani, quoted him as citing the coalition's failure to win votes in the last general election for the reason behind his decision. He said, GTA failed to show results during the last general election, which saw 168 GTA candidates who stood either on the Pejuang or Putra ticket, all losing their deposits. Mahadev also pointed out that the coalition was still not registered. He added that moving forward, he would focus on the Malay People's Proclamation campaign and would not get involved with other parties. The Malay Proclamation has attracted the support of Perikatan national politicians such as past President Abdul Hadi Awang and Kedah past Chief Muhammad Sanusi Mat Noor. According to Mahadev, the proclamation was an awareness campaign for the Malay masses to inform them that they had lost power. In February, Mahadev had left Pejuang, a party he formed in 2020. Mahadev had formed Pejuang after he was booted out from Bersatu, another party he founded in 2016.
MIC has pledged support to Anwar to serve as Prime Minister until the end of his term. They also urge other parties to give him a chance.
MIC has pledged to support Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim to lead the country until the end of the parliamentary term. Its president, S.A. Vigneswaran, also urged other parties to give a chance to Anwar to continue serving as the PM until the end of the term. He said this to reporters after chairing MIC's Central Working Committee meeting in Kuala Lumpur last night. He added that although in a parliamentary democracy, a government can be changed, what's important now is for all parties to focus on helping the rakyat and prioritize the country's development. Vigneswaran also stressed that Anwar commanded the support of enough MPs when he was appointed Prime Minister by the Yang di-Pertuan Agong. He said before the Agong decided to appoint Anwar as Prime Minister, Anwar already had the backing of 147 MPs. With this, he hoped that no one would question the number of MPs who support the coalition government. No political coalition gained a clear majority to form the government after the 15th general election. This eventually led to BN, of which MIC is a component party, to work with its former foe Pakatan Harapan to form a coalition government at the federal level and in several states. Meanwhile, Vigneswaran said MIC will not ask to be given its traditional seats for the upcoming state elections in 6 states. He said in the state elections, their focus would be on reasonable seats, where there are chances of winning. He added that the BN leadership would make the final call on any decision on seat allocation.
The meeting between Anthony Loke and MACC Chief Azam Baki has been confirmed. Loke said he will get Azam's view on issues of misconduct in his ministry during the meeting.
Transport Minister Anthony Loke is expected to meet MACC Chief Commissioner Azam Baki on Tuesday. He said the meeting is to exchange notes relating to misconduct reports involving a department under his ministry. Loke said this in response to Azam's recent revelation that a total of 553 misconduct reports, some of which were submitted 12 years ago, have yet to be taken action by department heads, with 125 reports involving the police, followed by the Road Transport Department. According to Loke, he had received internal reports on the cases which have been solved. However, he acknowledged that there are outstanding cases. He added that he would meet Azam on issues that he wants to raise and would appreciate if he could also give more information. When asked about the cases, he said most of the cases involved the Road Transport Department, and there were cases resolved via disciplinary actions and so on. Loke also said that he would get Azam's views on issues of misconduct in the minister's office and how to reduce the risk of being exposed to issues involving integrity.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news update. And if you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Pia. Thanks for watching.